Alright, so I just got back from the post office box and I picked up a few packages that I sent myself in the mail to pretend that I have fans. This is from the imaginary Paul Shunk that I made up so that I could feel better about myself. So let's open them, shall we? Okay, so Paul Shunk is an actual subscriber of mine. Shunk? Is that how you say that last name, man? I don't know. Let me know if I said that correctly. And he said that he's been having a little bit of a rough time lately and that my videos have been helping out. That's fantastic to hear, man. I mean, I started this channel to combat my anxiety issues. I suffer from severe anxiety and panic disorder. And I know a lot of people would probably be surprised by that, even people who know me in real life, because I don't ever appear to be like that, have any anxieties or anything. You would never be able to tell. I'm really good at hiding it. And we just recently had a whole thing in Killer Flicks where people were sharing their stories of their anxieties. I want to say anxiety seems to be a very common thread with horror fans. Maybe because we fill our heads with all sorts of horror images and shit all the time, right? Right, Rebecca? You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I just had another person today who was writing me on Instagram. We've been having a pretty long conversation actually, and she mentioned that I had helped her through some anxieties and whatnot, and that's just so fantastic to hear about because, you know, I want so desperately to help people through anxieties and depressions and all that stuff because I've suffered from it so heavily in my life that I had always vowed that when I ever beat this, and hopefully, and I will eventually, I swear I will, or at least completely get it under control that it doesn't ruin the majority of my day. I would love to go out and share with people how to better themselves or ultimately defeat this fucking monster that is anxiety. Because, and as I was telling this Instagrammer that I was just telling you about, I feel like, you know, we always want people to, you know, empathize with us or understand what we're going through because feeling alone is like one of the worst parts of anxiety. And as I was trying to tell her, it's like anyone who hasn't had anxiety will never understand what you're going through. They just can't. They can't possibly comprehend it. It's just, they're not capable of it, which is a good thing because you don't want anyone to have this. This is the most awful thing ever. So anyways, I don't want to get into that too much, but I am so happy that I've helped anybody with any of that stuff. But hey, man, you guys have helped me with my own anxieties. So kind of, you know, give and take. I help you guys help me. Stuff like this for sure helps like crazy. Just getting stuff like this is always so fantastic. But just talking to you guys, I mean, I don't need presents. It's awesome, and I'll take them for sure. But just the comments and, you know, meeting you guys in Killer Flicks, and then meeting some of you at a Mad Monster party recently. I met frickin' Brad Thornton and Maurice the Beast, and you know, the guys from the horror show and all that. It's so cool to, you know, the horror community is fantastic once you start to get into it and actually put yourself out there. Because a lot of people, they don't want to leave the house. I get that. You know, I have a friend that I met on Killer Flicks, Leela, and she doesn't like leaving the house, and she doesn't, and I totally understand that. But when you do get out there and you let it happen, you can meet some amazing people, and they really just prove to you not everyone sucks. So, all right, let's open these up. I have literally no idea except that they're movies. You can tell just by the packaging and whatnot. So, Paul, thank you again before I open this in case I hate these and then I don't have a thank you to give you. All right, first up. Whoa, whoa. Oh, okay. The Alchemist Cookbook. This is that supposed to be stained like that? I don't think it is. There's like a, did we see that? Yeah, there it is. A little coffee stain up there. Is that supposed to be on there? Maybe. I've heard about this from, maybe it was Paul. Somebody was all about this one when I was watching some film. He really wanted me to check this out. So now I have it. So it's always interesting because I have so many movies. I always think that when people buy me things, I'm like, dude, you're just going to probably buy me something I already have. But you guys know me better than I know myself, apparently. So I'll check that out. And I will obviously be reviewing it on here. Skilloscope. I know nothing about this film at all. I think it's like really fucked up, maybe? Is that what I'm remembering about it? I don't know. And next up, and lastly, should I say, we've got, oh, Citadel. I've seen this. I wasn't a very big fan of it. The reason I didn't like this one, and I'm willing to give it another chance because I remember it being pretty visually cool. The reason I didn't like it was because as a father, it annoyed me. This guy in it is a dad, and he was just such a wimp to me. And I was just like, dude, I would overcome any anxieties. Speaking of anxieties, I would overcome any fears, anything to save my kid. I can guarantee you that I don't give a shit what was happening. My brain would fucking go into high gear, and I would pull my shit together. And this guy just acted like a pussy the entire time, and it drove me insane. So maybe if I can watch it again, do this for like a Monster Monday. Maybe I'll do this for next Monster Monday. Try it again. So for Paul, I'll put that in the running for Monster Monday movies. But as I said, I already did see it. Wasn't a huge fan, but I remember visually it being pretty cool, and the story being fine, like pretty cool too. It's just that guy. His character was annoying the shit out of me. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you, Paul, and thank you to everybody. I mean, thank you to all the people that I just mentioned. Thank you for everyone who's sharing their freaking stories over in... I'm getting a notification from Leela right now. Hey, I just mentioned you. She says she's mentioning me in this comment. I should put this on airplane mode when I film so I'm not always distracted by notifications, but I always forget. But that was just funny. Thank you guys. I mean, I deal with anxiety like crazy. I mean, I honestly can't imagine people having more than I ever have. As much, absolutely, but more, I don't know, man. I don't think I would have lived if I had any more. I think my heart literally would have exploded, or I would have, you know, just fallen down dead somewhere, because it's been so bad for so many years. I could tell you stories for days and days and days. So don't think that anxiety makes you weak, because I'm not fucking weak. My anxiety is not indicative of my personality at all. I am a very strong-minded person. I don't take shit from nobody. I am outgoing. I go out. My anxiety just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't fit me in the slightest. It's like an invader. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something with me. It's crazy. I don't understand it at all, because it just feels like this foreign invader in my body that I'm just sitting there like, why are you in here? Fuck off. Like, I'm not wimp. I'm not a wimp. I'm not weak. But it's not weakness. It's just, you know, how your brain reacts to certain things. You know, it's just repetition and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you guys already know, but just don't think you're alone, okay? We all struggle. Every one of us. Go look through that freaking thread that Rebecca or Dylan posted and people are just sharing their stories, and they're really like, you know, opening up their, you know, their freaking lives to you, and it's incredible. So thank you guys. This got a little more touchy-feely than I expected it to, but I just wanted to say a few of those things for the people out there like Paul. So thank you, Paul. Feel better, buddy.